how do you get the price reduction? John Carter here. I'm the broker known at Remax River City in Edmonton, Alberta. And it's a common challenge in the market we're in now. We're in a strong buyer's market in Edmonton where realtors are needing to have those conversations, sometimes tough conversations with their sellers about reducing the price of their listing. So the most common way to do that is keeping your client informed and up to date and keeping in regular communication with them. So really set the expectation at the listing appointment when you list that property, when they're going to hear from you, at what interval. The biggest complaint that the public in general has about realtors is lack of communication once they're engaged with them. So one of the systems we found to work really well, and quite a few of our agents use something like this or very close to it, is every 2 weeks. So we're going to be in touch with you every 2 weeks. You pick a set day of the week. When I sold residential, I used to like Wednesdays. So we would prepare a full update for them. So a lot of times people say, well, we haven't had any inquiries on the property. There's no showings. I have nothing to talk to them about. And so that's why they don't call the client. The reality is that's only a piece of the puzzle. So you want to update them every 2 weeks with a full update, which includes how many inquiries you've had on the property, how many views you've had on internet marketing and things like that. A lot of clients like to see those numbers depending on their personality type and how detailed they want to be. Then you'll talk about how many showings. If there was 0 showings, they know that as much as you do, but you want to highlight the fact that we've had either no inquiries and 0 showings, or we've had 200 inquiries and no showings. That's a bigger concern. That says once the advertising's working, but once they see the details of the property, whether it be price potentially or features, they lose interest and aren't interested to go see it. So that kind of feedback is valuable just at that stage. Then you want to update them about the market. So has there been other properties that sold? They've missed out on that buyer. You need to find out why. And so one of the most effective ways to do that is call the buyer's realtor, the buyer representative realtor on that listing, and ask them, did you see our listing as well? What was it about that property that your clients bought? And work together collaboratively as an industry, but those direct conversations are the most valuable feedback you can give your seller as to why someone bought this other home and not theirs. So solds is the first thing to look at. Second is expireds. So the market has rejected those listings. They were not sold and you want to know why. So highlighting which properties came off the market and why. Was it showing quality? Was it price, or what it was, location, etc., features of the property. And then lastly, is there any new competition? So you might have been priced effectively. You might have been in the top 1 or 2 options for a buyer, and all of a sudden there's 3 new listings that hit the market and they're all priced lower and have a bonus room or have a bigger garage or have nicer finishes or better kitchen. Then you have to make an adjustment if you want to stay competitive. And that's often where you'll see certain areas dropping in price. It happens one listing at a time, right? That seller is more motivated to sell than someone else. So they price it at a lower value for the same property. So all that's going to do is entice a buyer to take that one, if subject to them being similar, right? Very similar. So making sure to also walk through some of those listings. So you might go through, set up a showing, take your clients through those active competing listings if they need to physically see it. A lot of times sellers will think they have the nicest property on the block. And so taking them to those other active listings you're competing with and saying, okay, we're going to put your buyer's hat on now. If you're looking at this home compared to yours, what features do you like about it? What do you think yours offers that this doesn't? And vice versa. What do you think this competing home offers that your property doesn't? So that's a full update. And then you're going to make a recommendation. So I've had listings before where one of the recommendations was painting the kitchen. The feedback was they didn't like it. It was a butter yellow kind of kitchen color and it had forest green carpet. So the example we did with that listing was, instead of price reducing, we did a minor price reduction, but we went out and got quotes from a flooring company. They repainted the kitchen over a weekend themselves. And within a week, we had an offer on that property. So we offered a buyer new flooring at their choice, the seller would pay for and have installed before possession occurred. And so instead of price reducing, they actually just made the home more attractive. It met the demand of what the buyer wanted. And in that case, we kind of made it almost like it was a somewhat new house. They got to pick their flooring and it made it kind of stand out from the other active competition. So think about those things. Think about competitive commission that you can offer and entice realtors to really pay attention to that listing. If there's 10 that are very similar, you might be able to offer a commission bonus. The seller can also offer incentives. So the seller might, in writing in the listing agreement, and you can put it in the public remarks, that the seller is offering a rebate of this, or the seller is offering to pay condo fees for a year. All of those kind of incentives really work in a challenged buyer's weighted market. There's a lot of inventory, a lot of competition for listings. Figure out what's going to make yours stand out and help to get that property sold. So feel free to reach out to us if you have any other questions on getting those price reductions.